I believe that lefties are worse. I think that their virtue signalling is incredibly damaging, and I find that remarkably selfish. What you will do is nail people to the ground financially, you will take away their liberties and freedom, and you'll do it all to make yourself sound like a nicer person. I believe that that is morally wrong. I think the key issue of government is to support people, but not to stifle them. And I think that that is something that's done by the political right. Now, as I've always said, I vote for a centre-left political party, the Conservative Party. It's the only social democratic political party that I'd be willing to support. And I think I make that point partly as a joke, but also because I think that Ken is right. The Conservative Party adopted many of the left-wing principles that would have been anathema to them 150 years ago, and so they are kind of a little bit in the middle. Now, what I then complain about is the ability of us who are on the right to put our views forward in a way that those on the left are able to put their views forward.
Peter, do those on the political right have an empathy problem?
I don't think it's a matter of an empathy problem, and I don't want to respond to what Andre said, because he seems to have just worked himself up into a state of fury in his delusion.
Why do you continually say that? It's just childish. It's a childish comment to make. I was perfectly happy to sit here and listen to your drivel, but if you're going to be insulting, then...
Andre, you keep interrupting me.
No, you keep insulting me.
About niceness.
You keep deliberately insulting me.
Please
you keep deliberately insulting me. You're deliberately insulting me.
Please
See,
stop
this is a classic example of a nasty, obnoxious lefty trying to put people down. It's proved your point. Prove the point.
Andre.
Prove the point.
Andre, I think you're going to explode.
Why do you keep saying that? You keep saying that exact phrase. Look, we're on here to have an animated debate. Peter's incapable of being polite.
I can't.
He's incapable of being polite. He's incapable of being polite.
Stop talking, Andre.
He's incapable. Peter, you're about to explode. Be polite.
I'm getting emails from viewers saying neither of you are nice people, but of course,
I'll try and answer your question.
This show's all about debate. Peter, go on then. What's your point?
If Andre will allow me time, I'll try and answer your question. So I think people on all sides have got to be wary of claiming niceness and virtue. Personally, I have friends I've met in the Labour Party and then long-standing friends from outside politics, and I don't even know how they vote. Friends I care about and I love, and it's not my place to ask how they vote. We've got to be accepting of the fact we're all different. I think there's a lesson from the last 2 years that I think people on the left have been far more accepting and far more positive of state intervention, whether you're talking about things like lockdown or the vaccine. I think there is a greater appetite for that on the left. The other thing, and briefly I'd say, is Boris Johnson, let's not call him a socialist at all. Just because the government have spent more, please don't call them socialists. I think this is a very right-wing libertarian government, and it is led a bit by this cult of Boris Johnson that is neither left nor right in a sense. It's a cult of Boris Johnson, but I think at the heart of it there's a bit of a libertarian philosophy. But please don't call them socialists just because they spent a lot of money on furlough when we've had nearly a decade of, just over a decade of spending cuts elsewhere in the public sector.